minutes ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Atlanta Falcons. That's fielded in the end zone. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he has brought this one back. A fumble recovery for a Chiefs touchdown. So problems here on special teams, and it results in the scoop and the score.
They talk all the time on special teams about keeping your head on a swivel, trying to see the whole field. Hard to do when things are going that fast, bodies all over the place. You're just trying to find the right guy to align yourself with. On that play, wow.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Chiefs 7, Falcons nothing.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down.
Kill. Hey, take.
To throw is Ryan. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 48, and they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
I don't need to.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14.
Let's go, D. Big Sears right here.
Now here's Mahomes. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down.
Yeah, good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs because he can really impact this offense. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Takk McKinley has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They're probably lucky to only be down 7-0 as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. He'll have a first down past the 40. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Ready, 25.
After the penalty, here's Freeman. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Emmanuel Ogbah there on the stop.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna see me in your nightmares. Alert 3, alert 3.
Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Luke Stacker. His 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Sometimes those tight ends are a mismatch. They found the mismatch there.
And that's exactly why you want to drop those types of plays because coverage is just going to go to the natural guys, the guys that make the big plays on the outside. But if you work your tight end into it, that's a tough one for a defense to handle.
Tough. They couldn't handle it. It worked out for 6. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Yeah, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Mahomes going to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2. It's Williams on the catch. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Kansas City.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 47. On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Yellow. I'm going to Here we go, D. Here I come again.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A running play there, going to get 11 as they get a quick first down. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. The intended target was Calvin Ridley. That'll bring up 2nd down. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Ryan, he's got Freeman here. It's complete. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake.
Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
Well, to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline. And now he's made another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then.
Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
10-7 our score after one right here on EA Sports. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mahomes. This is caught by Williams. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
First down, Chiefs.
Jello. There's a line. Like the 59. Hey, we got to get this stop here,
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the 18-yard line.
Yellow. 59. Check. 59. Ricky.
Williams. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him by. Behind the line.
He's brought down by Deion Jones. Taken down back at the 15-yard line.
Back-to-back running plays, putting him in negative territory. What can they do coming up on 3rd and 15? From the gun, it's Mahomes. And that will be incomplete. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to knock that one free. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football. Now zapped right back in the other direction. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. 15 yards, first down, Atlanta.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
I don't think you got it, son. Slam. Ready to go.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
At the Chiefs'
Ready.
43-yard line.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Hey, watch the edge. Check. 24, check 24. Watch it.
On 2nd and 12, Ryan. Stocker's got it, complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 15-yard line.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target.
Down, ready, we're ready. You better bring it. You better bring it. I'm letting you. Hey, Tuesday. Jim.
From the red zone now, here's Ryan on first down. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Back to the running game. It's Freeman. And this carry terminated at the 8-yard line. Good stick skill showing the power, but just not much room to operate. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. Ryan leads with Freeman on the draw. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman, his first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons have retaken the lead. Now, they went draw play there on 3rd down around the goal line. Something you normally like to see, Charles?
Oftentimes, people are prepared for a pass in this situation, so the draw is a good call. But it's better when you usually have a lead blocker. If you don't have a fullback, you can use your H-back to pull in front. Sometimes you pull a guard to get out in front. Maybe it's your tight end. But they find a way to create a little bit of extra space. A bit of a surprise down near the goal line, but it was effective in this situation.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. To throw, it's Mahomes. Complete, the tight end, Kelsey. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
First down, Kansas City.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Mahomes. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Grady Jarrett picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And this one is right down Broadway. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On the heels of that good carry by Devontae Freeman, here's 1st and 10. They run on first down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Ryan. His throw incomplete. Austin Hooper, the tight end, was the intended target. And it's 3rd down.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game. And I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they missed a golden opportunity.
He's got some. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 27-yard line.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
25! Watch a slant, watch a slant. Watch a slant. 51, jump! Bang, 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 bang. Check it out.
They'll run on first down. Freeman. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
2nd and 6 at the 23-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
In your face. 21. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. We got double up, double up. Check, let him go.
Play action. It's Ryan. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons.
Check 13. Check. Gun. Switch. Let's go.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 16.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should. Maybe they should sit on it here because of what you just said. They haven't made anything happen offensively. Getting ready to go into the half, give them a chance to take a deep breath, exhale a little bit, and start over. I don't know if this is the time to push it myself.
Yeah, right now, under 100 yards of total offense. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down.
Hey, tight down. There you go.
Mahomes now on first down. Over the middle, complete. That's Leonard. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Watch the run. 36, 43, 43.
From the gun, it's a run for Williams. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Mahomes now to throw. Got his man. It's Williams. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 7 yards there and a first down.
First down, Kansas City.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Mahomes to throw. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show him one thing, hit him.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Takk McKinley in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
And that's his 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs.
4 down. Check 59.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. And that is incomplete. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to knock that one free. So it would appear they will not be able to add to their lead on this opening drive of the second half.
Yeah, if another touchdown was scored there, now we're talking about a two-score game, and they're probably on their way of creating an excellent gap between them and their pursuers. But how about the defense there, able to step up and keep themselves in this one?
That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And out will come the offense as they take over. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with third down looming.
Ready, blue 80, back 25. Hey, express! Check 37.
Now Ryan. And it's complete. Hooper. Touchdown, Falcons. Austin Hooper. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons have once again taken the lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now here's Mahomes. Throw left side complete. That's Leonard. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
To throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes. That sack was by Isaiah Oliver from his cornerback position.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Throwing now is Mahomes. And it's complete to Kelsey. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a 1st down.
Come on.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Mahomes firing complete, and they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City 1st down.
1st down, Chiefs.
Yellow, I've got blue lane. You ain't going nowhere.
They go play action here on 1st down. Now, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Devondre Campbell flies in to blow that play up.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. They get just a yard back there, and now they'll be looking at a tough 3rd and 15.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He's going to fire one deep. This is caught inside the 15. Oh, now it's free. Hill fumbled it, and the Falcons grab it. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and caught.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it?
Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Falcons push further out in front. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Tavecchio good on the extra point, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, and the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Takk McKinley racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Come get some.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
I would dare say that these guys would have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But alas, my man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in.
Coach, the weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Atlanta Falcons. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
The Chiefs take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
first carry now. This is Williams. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. On the ground, this is Williams. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Looking for Kelsey on the deep ball. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
This will be taken at the 10. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their own 18. Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. They run. Devontae Freeman. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. It's a 6-yard loss on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Mike. Blue 80. Hey, South. Hey, let's get in that horse. Check 99. Check 99. 25. Check 25. Check 25. Got it. Undercrush. Check. 53's Mike. Check. 53.
From the shotgun, Ryan. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Chris Jones, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Chiefs will have excellent field position here as they take over. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Williams. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Grady Jarrett coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9.
3rd down. 3rd and long.
After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. Looking to throw is Mahomes. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. Now, the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained. You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Ready, Blue 80. You ready? Check. Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got?
On 2nd down, Freeman. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Check safety.
On 3rd down, Devontae Freeman. And they're going to get the first down here as he's up to the 14. 3rd down turns to first with that 5-yard pickup. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Ryan now off the bootleg. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
And they go jet sweep. Here's Sanu. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs.
Don't get nervous. Be good. Get up.
Here's Ryan. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the 1st quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Hey, watch the screen.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Completes it to Hardman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a 1st down.
Check. Check pass. 45. Mike, 45. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Complete. The tight end, Kelsey. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Deidrin Senat with a sack.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle. And frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play-action fake.
After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Leonard. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. The Chiefs with the football as we start the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run it with Williams. Pretty nice, aggressive run there before being brought down just inside of the 30. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Mahomes. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
First down, Chiefs.
Mahomes will bring him up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. On 1st down, it's Williams. He'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Over the middle, complete. That's Leonard. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
They'll run on 1st down. Williams. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 12-yard line.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Gets it to Hill. It's a jet sweep. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon.
All drives that result in points hurt a defense, but when they are the sustained variety, play after play, and they just can't get off the field and stop them, that can be demoralizing.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Frank Clark in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now Ryan. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. To throw is Ryan. This one caught by Ridley. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good.
And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. Off the edge, the sack by Reggie Ragland.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons.
Here we go. Joker, 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 Joker. Mike's 59. Mike's 59. Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now. Shift, shift. Whip, 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 whip. Watch the whip.
Now it's Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 30.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Frank Clark, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Hey, South. Space. Mike, 44. You run. Both of Mike.
Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. Call it a 3-yard gain, but they'll be forced into a 3rd and 15 coming up.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15.
Mike is 59. Mike the 59. Sponge.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Now a first down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped in the backfield, a loss of 2. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
The reception good for 7. It's third down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Yellow, let's go, 80. 45 to Mike. Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And it's taken in at the 9. Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Well, another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
He's checking. Crash. No. Deuce. Watch the twist. 22. Kill. Watch twist.
From the gun, it's Ryan. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. He's at the 50, the 30, 20, 10. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. The big boy earning his lunch. That's what you call rumbling with the ball, Charles.
Big man with football. He wasn't just earning lunch, Brandon. He was earning dinner. He was
midnight snack.
Everything that you could possibly do, he did it on that play to pick up the ball and go.
Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Final shot before the half from Mahomes. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece. 7-7 our score. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Down.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for second down. Freeman. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Off the bootleg, Ryan. And finding the tight end Hooper. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Hey, switch gears, switch gears.
On first down, it's Freeman, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Ryan. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. The sack comes from Anthony Hitchens. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons.
Yo, kill, 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 turn up. Kill, 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 turn up. Alert 3, alert 3.
Operating from the gun, Ryan, and it's complete. Hooper. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 34-yard line. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Trying to get that in the hands of Devontae Freeman that time. But it'll be 2nd down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Hey, Rick Lance.
Here's Freeman. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
3rd and 7.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. 8 yards, first down as they're able to convert.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
On the heels of that good carry by Devontae Freeman, here's 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Tuesday.
Now they'll throw it with Ryan. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. 30. Past the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Extra point up and through, and that makes the score 14-7. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chris Jones in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
He's coming.
Here's Ryan. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Frank Clark make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week, continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
Now it's Ryan. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Brian Allen. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
Yellow. Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning the third.
They'll try to get this running game going with Williams. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Yellow, yellow.
Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go.
Here's a carry for a former starter. This is Lamar Miller. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Williams. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And that's going to leave him with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground. And they're going to mark him down short maybe by about a yard, if that. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. And the kick by Butker is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a 1st and 10. They're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, they still have time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Ready, Mike 25. Mike 44. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
From the 27, Ryan nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chris Jones in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Falcons on 3rd down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 14.
Slam. Kill. Got it. Turn it up. Hey, wait. 24. Check. Fresno.
From the shotgun, Ryan under pressure again, and down he goes again. Anthony Hitchens able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Watch out for Hill on the return. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 50-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From midfield, here's Mahomes. It's complete to Williams. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back. Hey, 15.
Working from the gun, Mahomes eluding the pressure right. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the... And intercepted! Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Keanu Neal.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
On 2nd and 7, Ryan, and he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down. The Falcons on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd down and 12. Out of the gun, they give to Freeman. And he is going to be stopped at the 12, short of the 1st down. 9 yards on the carry there, but it'll be 4th down now. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Here's Drew Kaiser now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. A 1st down run not going to get them a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there, so that'll bring up 2nd and 9. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City 1st down. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37. Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on 1st down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock and take care of the football? Right now, they're executing really well.
You got it. You got it.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Mahomes going to throw. And it's complete. It's Damian Williams. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Let's go!
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again. Ryan. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chris Jones in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons.
He's coming. We got double up. Check. Ready, set.
From the gun, Ryan. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Check.
36.
11.
Wide. Get wide.
Check 37.
Check 3.
Let him go.
Operating from the gun, Ryan trying to lay one up deep. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Juan Thornhill. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it, and that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 43-yard line.
Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Pastor, you said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. Yeah, Williams is going to be stopped short of the yellow line. He did not get there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. So what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a 1st down.
1st and 10.
Check safety. Tighten up. You go tighten.
Now Ryan on 1st down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Rush in. Switch. He's crashing. He's checking crash. Check. Big Ed.
39.
Check.
One last shot for Ryan. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter, Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Kansas City, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.